Ale policję.
Broken gasps. Helena kneels behind a shattered wall that was once a school. The chalkboard is still standing inside, half visible through dust. The ghost of arithmetic smeared across it. Her hands tremble as she reloads the pistol. Not from fear, she tells herself, but from hunger. From exhaustion so deep it hums in her bones. Her uniform hangs loose now. It was never meant for her body anyway, stitched for a man who never came back. The fabric is stiff with sweat and soot. Her fingers are raw, nails cracked, blackened with grime that no washing can remove. Somewhere nearby, a girl whispers a prayer. Another coughs, dry and sharp, trying to swallow the sound. Boots scrape on rubble in the distance. German voices, hard, clipped, impatient. Helena presses her forehead briefly to the cold stone. It smells damp, ancient, unyielding. If this is the end, she thinks, let it be known we did not beg. She rises. The wall explodes inward. Light floods the smoke. Hands up, now. And just like that, the fight is over. But the war inside her is only beginning. They march at dawn, if it can still be called dawn. The sun is only a pale suggestion behind the smoke, a weak circle struggling to be born. Helena's wrists are bound with rough cord that bites into skin already swollen. Each step sends a dull ache up her legs, into her spine, where exhaustion has made a home. The street is lined with ruins that no longer look like buildings, just piles of memory. A child's shoe lies crushed in the mud. A mirror leans against a broken doorway, reflecting nothing but gray. No one speaks at first. Silence feels safer. Then someone whispers, barely moving her lips, "Do you think they'll shoot us?" No answer comes. Answers feel dangerous. German trucks wait at the edge of the district. Their engines growl impatiently, alive and well-fed. The sound alone is humiliating. Helena notices how clean the soldiers' boots are, polished, unbroken. She hates them for that most of all. Propaganda whispers in her mind, learned by heart. Women fighters are treated worse. No mercy, no rules. She braces herself, jaw tight, shoulders stiff. As they're pushed onto the truck, bodies pressed together. Helena catches a familiar scent, soap, real soap. It doesn't belong here. It unsettles her more than the shouting. The truck lurches forward. Warsaw disappears behind them in smoke. No one looks back. The gates open without ceremony. Not with screams, not with gunfire, just the dull scrape of metal on metal. Helena expects dogs. She expects fists. She expects the sharp, final sound of a rifle being raised. Her body braces before her mind can stop it, shoulders tightening, breath held too long. Instead, there is order. Barracks stand in neat rows, wooden and intact, smelling of damp pine and old paint. The ground is packed dirt, not rubble. No smoke, no fire. The silence is heavier here, pressed flat by routine. A guard gestures. Inside. The room is clean. Clean enough that it feels unreal. Benches line the walls. A bucket of water sits in the corner, a metal cup floating inside it. The surface of the water is still. No ash, no blood. Helena stares at her reflection. Sunken eyes. Hollow cheeks. A face older than its years. Someone begins to cry, quietly, the sound muffled by disbelief. Then a woman in a gray uniform sets something on the table. Soap. A thick white bar. Unused. Heavy. It smells faintly of flowers. No one moves. Helena's fingers close around it at last. The weight shocks her. Her hands shake harder than they ever did under fire. Soap means washing. Washing means tomorrow. That realization breaks something open inside her chest, and she has to sit down before her knees give way. Food comes first. Not immediately. Nothing here is immediate, but one afternoon the door opens and bowls are set down. One by one, carefully, as if this is an ordinary day in an ordinary place. Steam rises. Real steam? It curls into the air, warm and wet, carrying a smell Helena has almost forgotten. Cabbage, barley, fat. Soup. Her stomach tightens painfully, not with hunger alone, but with fear. Hunger has rules. This does not. She lifts the spoon with hands that refuse to be steady. The metal is warm. She brings it to her lips, half expecting it to vanish. It doesn't. The taste is overwhelming. Salt, soft vegetables. Something rich at the back of the tongue. Her eyes burn. Across the room a girl laughs once, sharp, broken, then presses her fist into her mouth to stop it turning into a sob. They eat slowly, ashamed of their need, ashamed of how quickly their bodies surrender. Each swallow feels like betrayal. Warsaw is starving. Warsaw is burning. And here they are fed. That night, Helena writes in the margin of an old leaflet, pencil shaking, "I am alive because the enemy decided to keep me alive. I do not know how to carry this." The soup settles warm in her belly. Sleep does not come. Kindness becomes its own weapon. It arrives quietly, without ceremony. A blanket folded neatly at the foot of a bunk. A guard who looks away when one of them cries. A nurse who says nothing at all, but leaves the window cracked open so the room does not smell of fear. Helena hates herself for noticing these things. At night, whispers move through the barracks like insects in the dark. Don't get used to it. It means nothing. They will remember who we are. The words circle, repeat, fail to convince. A letter comes days later. Thin paper. Warsaw postmarks smudged like bruises. Her mother's handwriting leans to the right, hurried, desperate. "We are still alive." The city is gone. "Your brother." The sentence breaks off. So does Helena. She folds the letter again and again until the paper is soft, almost cloth. The contrast is unbearable. Warmth here, starvation there. Safety here, graves at home. Gratitude curdles into shame. That night she dreams of bread she cannot swallow. In her diary she writes, "They did not beat us. They did not scream. They fed us. And now I do not know how to hate them properly." Outside, a bell rings for roll call. Order continues. And something inside her begins, slowly, painfully, to unravel. The announcement comes on an ordinary morning. No drum roll, no shouting. Just a name read from a list, then another. The voice flat and practiced. Repatriation. Transfers. Labor camps. The future reduced to categories, stamped and sorted like paper. Helena hears her own name and feels nothing at first. The absence of fear is its own kind of shock. Around her, women grip one another's sleeves, exchanging looks heavy with things that cannot be said aloud. Survival has made them cautious. Hope feels dangerous now. She packs what little she owns, the soap, worn thin, the folded letter, the scrap of paper that has become her diary. Her hands know the weight of each object. They are proof. They are contradiction. As they line up, Helena looks back at the barracks one last time. It is not a place of mercy. It is not a place of cruelty. It is something worse, a place where the enemy allowed her to remain human. On the truck, she presses her forehead against the cold wood. The engine starts. The sound vibrates through her chest, steady, indifferent. She thinks of Warsaw, of smoke, of hunger, of the moment she raised her hands. She remembers the girls who did not survive, who will never be washed clean, never be fed again. In her diary later, she will write, "We fought like men," they said. That was meant as praise, but it was not being like men that saved us. It was being seen, briefly, accidentally, as women, as people. The truck moves forward. Helena does not know who she will be when it stops, but she knows this much with a clarity that aches. The war did not end when she was captured. It ended when she learned that truth can survive even inside the enemy's hands.